Atlantis. Why do you think it had to be sun? Because you just now bursting into consciousness. You're like a little baby. You think you're ancient. You're like a little baby compared to ancient knowledge and ancient Hawa, ancient wisdom. You're a baby to us, to the frequency we're on. You're just a baby. We weren't ready for all this technology. You know, it's like eating the tree in the garden. It's not that the tree is wicked. It's just that the baby ain't ready to eat no steak. The baby ain't ready to eat no gumbo, man. Like whatever. You know what I'm saying? A baby's not supposed to eat some fried chicken, man. What are we talking about? It's not the fried chicken is evil, although you could do better. Malaga, you could do better. But a baby ain't supposed to be eating that. And that's Atlantis, just a baby, getting this power of the sun technologies, tapping into the matter, the ether. What? Don't hold no information from us. We want to be a civilization. Egypt, same thing. Just a baby. Abusing the power, abusing frequency, using it to conquer. Not keeping it cold. These hijackers were stuck. They couldn't get out, boss.
And then they said they got pushed all the way into Libya. You know, Africa was Libya. It's Libya. Right? All the way into Europe by this army out of here. Let's go. Sorry, my voice is dying on me a little.
You popping off, young dropper. You
I do a lot of talking for it to die on me.
Popping off.
Whatever. Gotta drop that drop.
Young dropper.
Love y'all, man. Shalom.
Hey, wow.
Alright, so furthermore, the men of Atlantis has subjected the parts of Libya, Africa, within the column, as far as Ireland, Egypt, and of Europe as far as Terrania, and they say in Italia, so Italy. The vast power gathered into one endeavored to subdue at a blow our country and yours and the whole of the region within the Straits. So he's singing about how Athens came to the rescue, how these Greeks destroyed this power that moved in on them from Atlantis a long time ago. We're going to get into who was behind Atlantis and how this war they're talking about is really the war between Poseidon, maybe, and whatever other person Poseidon was fighting, Zeus.
His own family. His own family.
We'll drop something how Zeus being half. But then we have, some type of Poseidon character over here. But that was, we'll talk about the fallen age Nephilim thing. So it's crazy. I know I sound I'm all over the place, but dig on it. Going quick.
Yeah, drop
But no, Poseidon is not shit. But it's just interesting.
And Poseidon tried to claim America, even though it wasn't, designated or day, whatever you want to call it. It wasn't in order. So this became the push the whole time. By the time you get to the Bible and Joshua clearing out the Canaanites or whatever, they're connected with Poseidon in there. They're going off of false birthright. They're thinking, oh, we melanated. We could be anywhere we want. This ain't your land by birthright. It don't matter when you think you settled someplace because your ancestors said so. If I go somewhere I'm not supposed to be and I have babies and they have babies, they're going to say, my granddad settled here. Your granddad was out of order. You don't want to address this? This is what we address in the instant words, folks. Shout out to the God, granddad, do it for me. They told me, we pop it off. Is Jesus a Moabite? Let's go. Don't y'all love, you know what I'm saying, when the drop don't stop? They may think we overdrop. But to us, we got that water. And the drop don't stop. You got a piece of this last time out of academia.edu. Within the ranks of Asiatics. Okay. Noble Drew Ali defined a unique ethnic mind bone of Noble Drew Ali, the prophet of the Moors. We got prophets, Elijah, Samuel, we got shepherds, Con David is our one shepherd forever. Ezekiel 37, 2 cross sticks, right? So their prophet is Noble Drew Ali. Their powers are their powers, our powers are our powers. Right? So, okay, let's go. So now you're being classified not just by the white man who's calling you all these other Bible verses. Now you're being called and given a nationality, given an identity, calling them Moorish Americans. And again, in their language, Ish might mean man. Right? Ish could be man. Now you're more man. Oh, Mormons digging deep. We got to deal with a Mormon. Are you more man? Or are you great, or are you great-ish? They call us great-ish Americans, more-ish Americans. Direct descendants of the ancient Moabites. Now, here's the fallacy, right? We're not all direct descendants of any particular tribe. Some are Israel, right? And within that, you got mixtures of this and that. But we know there's a remnant. We know that all the seed hasn't been hijacked and washed out like the hijack bushes do, so that they can take some place of being spiritual Israelites. No, you keep the code to save yourself and your family. You don't keep the code to replace us. You don't be good to replace Hawa's children. We've been bad, we said we've been bad, but now you're being worse because you're covetous of our birthright. Hawa put us to sleep, not y'all. And you just kicking us while we sleep, and you dead afraid of when we wake up. You dead afraid when we pop on. Because we gonna remember every kick. We gonna remember every blow you got off while we was asleep. Every time you ignored our identity or, gave us these false bywords. Every time you exploited us, every time, you got unnecessary bloodshed. Every lie you told, everything you stole, we're gonna remember it. Ooh-wee. I need that James Brown music. Ooh, got the payback. Big payback. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I loves big payback. We should definitely be in the frequency of big payback. But we begin with keeping the code because the hijack can't stop you from doing that. You see, you start your movement by marching and causing all this stuff in the streets and walking around with pipes, all throughout the street. It's like you're backwards pimping, man. It's like you didn't start with the law, with the code, with the order. Once you build that up, you develop your unity, you develop your solidarity in code, your Shabbats, most of everything. You build your community through the frequency, and it builds up so big and so fast, and it spreads to a point the hijack can't stop it. They start trying to block videos and destroy links, and they're trying to stop the information, but they can't because we are in that age, right, where the knowledge is abounding. But with the abounding knowledge comes the abounding frequency, and in code you can now maximize your pop offness. And by the time they try to step to you, they step into us, man. One tribe, no separation. It's an illusion of seclusion. And we can rock shoulder to shoulder with any tribe as long as you respect the vibe and come in order. Keep the code, man. Praise your creator. If you can't do that, we ain't got nothing to talk about. We didn't tell you what to call the creator. We didn't tell you a bunch of, statutes and this. You got to do everything we do. We were given our order. Hawaii didn't give it to everyone. Amos 3, you only of all the families have I known, Israel. So it's okay if you didn't know Hawaii to know all the ins and outs, but you're going to start right here with MHOE. We're all going to start right here with MHOE. I don't care about your past. I don't care about, everything you've done and all the stuff and all the stuff and all the stuff. Put all that aside. Right now, we start with Most High over everything. I don't care about proving your tribe and what tribe you're from. I don't care about your skin complexion, the color of your eyes, the texture of your hair. I don't care about proving you this and that and that and that, and you mix with this and you mix with that. MHOE, my nigga. Hit the easy button, bread is that simple. No cap on my number 2 pencil. Most out for everything. Pops it all off. Now we're in the frequency of agreeing, not disagreeing. We start there. Creator first, source first. The flat drop brings us into the realization that they can't hide the creator. They can't hide Leviathan. They can't hide Leviathan scales in the firmament. They're trying to blast through it, Operation Fishbowl. So now we know it's real. David is real. They can't deny David. Even our, opposition can't deny King David. But they, while acknowledging King David, they don't acknowledge the kingdom of Israel, which is crazy. And if they do acknowledge ancient Israel, and you're still telling us we all come from the ancient Moabites and Canaanites and whatever, come on, man. I guess you are here to make Israel no more in remembrance. So you called African Americans Moorish, descendants of ancient Moab? Ruth, the grandmother of King David? David is... Oh, he has to be a Moabite now? Oh, because you're matrilineal, so you got to go through the mother. And his seed don't matter. He's not the king of Judah. All Israel is now Moab. We come from the children of Lot. Last time I checked, we're children of Abraham. Abraham had a nephew, Lot. You're children of Lot, right? And in theory, you could say you're a child of Abraham, but you're a child of Lot, the nephew of Abraham. You're not a direct child of Abraham. So that blessing, that Baruch, you're hiding in our tents. And that's cool, as long as you don't try to hide us. In the meantime, to acknowledge King David, who was a direct descendant of Abraham, seed of Abraham, not Lot. And then Jesus was a direct descendant, of whom Jesus was a direct descendant, was herself a Moabitess. So Jesus was a direct descendant of King David. How? JC was an immaculate conception, man. Yahushua was an immaculate conception in your New Testament. You're going to have to bring out another document. Because based on the seed of the Father, he is not the seed of David. He's an immaculate conception. Ain't that enough to be a child of God, right? If you're a direct descendant of God himself, ain't that enough? Why you got to clout chase on David? Why you got to clout chase King David? Why does JC have to have anything to do with King David at all if he's an immaculate conception, born of a virgin mother? We're talking Joshua, right? In the Old Testament, right? Joshua is is a direct descendant, of the flow, the originators. Joshua's coming out the dry. Jesus ain't. He's an immaculate conception. Yeah, Joshua's popping off straight out the loins of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jesus ain't a direct descendant of nobody other than the hijack Zeus. Because the letter J is an invention, and all you're left with E-S-U-S, boss. E-Zeus. And when you drop the J and you have the E-Zeus God, you just drop the J, yeah, now you got Jesus. Like a lot of, my Spanish-speaking family got the Jesus right. Now you're into a Celtic god who was worshipped primarily in ancient Gaul and Britain. He is known from two monumental statues in the line of Lucas Bella Seville. Sounds like that Beirut's Moabite tribe. It's Jesus, a Moabite. Yeah, that's Jesus, right? That's Zeus, right? Roman, yeah. Right. So they added the J, confused all you nuts, right? If the J, what was the J invented? J, letter J, invented. Nobody wants to talk about this. Letter J invented, man. What year? The father of the letter J is Gian Giorgio Tresino, 1478 to the year 1524. There was no letter J. Ouch, ouchie, ouch, very ouch, very ouch. It's very ouch, man. That's crazy because 1524, that's around the Esteban time, you know what I mean? That's around Estebanico time. That's around, Esteban time. Estebanico, letter J, 1524. Estebanico. he would have been 24 years old when the letter J was invented. As a Moor from Morocco, child of the sun, so-called Negro slave, black man, native to Azamor, first person of African descent to explore North America. So he was on the voyage, right? The Narvaez expedition, sent out from Cuba under the leadership of Panfilio de Narvaez to explore and colonize, invade Florida. They used this black man as the puppet, right? Or he was taking orders from black ass King Charles, right? This is putting us all in perspective, right? Black Charles. Charles Kennedy. Holy Roman Emperor. Charles V. Look at the dates. The letter J is invented 1524. So Charles rules as the Emperor of Rome. Bearded black King Charles, copper-colored King Charles. He's on every street corner today, preaching whatever, right? Knock-knocking him, right? Peanutting him. Straight up nigga, right? He's the Emperor, man, of Rome, man. This is what Rome looks like. And then they send black-ass Esteban, first African descent to explore. Why do you think he's the first black man to explore North America? Because he was sent. King Charles was at the helm. He was the Roman emperor when Esteban was sent. And the letter J was later added to Jesus. But we're just talking the child of the sun. Baby Stephen, Saint Stephen. We got into all this, man. We got into all this. I'm just saying. Okay. Is Esteban their Christ, their anointed? Child of the sun. First martyr. Saint Stephen. Christ child. Child that revealed himself as the Christ child to Saint Christopher, the dog-headed. And now we're talking Christopher Columbus, 1,200 years later, right? 3 major chronological time shifts. Esteban's a Moor. Is he a Moabite? He's from Morocco. Is Jesus a Moabite? He's from Morocco. Even in the Revelation story, he had to go hide in Africa somewhere. Come on, man. In the Jesus in the Gospels, JC had to go hide in Africa, right? Because he's a Negro, right? Yahushua, right? Is Esteban Negro. Damn. Yahushua is Esteban Negro. This was their first African explorer North America. This is their anointed, man. Christ means anointed, man. Christ means anointed. All right, let's go. Let's go. So, King David, they say JC is a descendant, which is crazy. Born of a virgin. All right. Ruth herself is a Moabitess, which is great. Because again, it ain't about discrimination based on your tribe. Hawaii loves all these tribes, you know what I'm saying? We're just saying it's order over chaos, man. These tribes have order. If Israel got order, all the tribes got order. The scepter never departs from Judah. And all that envy and jealousy, we have to deal with it within our own house. Because the minute, someone says, oh, okay, you got order over this tribe, then that other tribe gonna feel some type of way. Same thing in the street. So part of our code is to not be covetous of your neighbor's house, or your brother's house, your sister's house. Don't be covetous. Don't be jealous of them. Because they seem to have more responsibility or more clout or more followers or more monies, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, man. Like, we got to get that out of our heart so we can be back in order and understand it's not always your time to be on top. In order, you know what I'm saying? Someone else might have, you know what I'm saying, more rank or more responsibility in the job, on the, you're doing a project, or you're shooting a movie. There's titles and different things that happen. You can't be jealous because someone has something over you. And we have to deal with that within ourselves, within our own families, within all this stuff, so that we can let our naga shine, you know what I'm saying, that we can lift each other up until you realize we better when we in order, when we're united. Won't you at least choose unity over this chaos we're in right now? That might mean to let the order be the order, let the flow be the flow. Moabites, you cannot boast yourself above King David and Judah and Israel by order. if you don't take my word for it, then fall back and see what happens, because Atlantis already happened. Egypt already happened. What do you think you're going to build that's going to supersede the Creator's order? You can't twist and squirm your way out of order. You don't respect order, you're going to be at the bottom. You were allowed to be at the top, figuratively speaking, because we chose to be at the bottom, because we chose to be out of code. In code, we're the head and not the tail. Hawa says so. You ain't got to take my word. I'm just reading my night. Thus Moors understood Jesus to have been a Moabite also. Come on. And they conclude that because Jesus is a direct, quote-unquote, descendant of King David, and David's great-grandmother was a Moabitess, so Jesus also is a Moabitess through the mother? Come on, boy. He ain't even blood related to King David. He's an immaculate conception. Get out of here with the malarkey. According to the Old Testament, the kingdom of Moab existed as a feisty, independent territory. Oh, they were feisty. And they want to brag about a victory over Israel. We can talk a lot of victories over Moab. Is it we're going to go back and forth? Or we're going to establish order? We want to live in the past? That worked out for you? You feel good about your presence today? You feel good in your science temples today? You feel good in your secret knowledge? You feel secure? You feel safe about what's happening? You feel safe about Leviathan waking up? I think the elites feel the least safe. We're used to feeling unsafe. Every day, we're dodging police, we're dodging, hijacks everywhere, man. We're dodging the frequency war, silent weapons, quiet war. We're dodging all your stuff. Your GMO foods, frequency, man, like, we're used to feeling unsafe. Y'all used to feeling cozy and safe. But now you don't, and you're freaking out. Because you don't know what the feeling is of not being in control. And we're slowly regaining the feeling of being in control. My niggas, you don't ever want to let this feeling go again. And I'm telling you, it's so simple to keep. Just keep the Most High over everything, boss. You see how they just try to wing wham us, deduce that Jesus is a Moabite based on his connection with King David, whose grandmother Ruth is a Moabite. And she's a Moabite, but she chose up. Go read the story. She didn't choose the Moabite gods. She chose the Creator. And because she made the choice to choose up and choose the Creator, to choose Hawa, she's being, lifted up, praised by the Creator to even give her this lineage where King David is her grandson. That's how much Hawa loves this Moabite Ruth. He didn't discriminate because she's a Moabite. Hawa saw her heart bone, her soul bone. You got to do the same thing if you want to get love like this, Moabites. You want to compare yourself to Ruth? She's the most righteous Moabite of all time. That's why you got to link JC to her. Stop clout chasing off of Ruth. Get off your high horse and keep the code. Stop bringing Zeus into this equation. Because the real question is Zeus a Moabite? I mean, I'm pretty sure Esteban is from Morocco, child of the sun. Is Zeusy boy a Moabite, or are the Moabites just serving Zeus? Is that the connection? Is it flip-flop? Is it reverse? Is Jesus a Moabite? Or do the Moabites serve Zeus? Saturn, right? Child of Saturn, Jupiter, Egypt gods, Greek gods, Atlantean gods, Roman gods, all the same pantheon. Hijack City. Moab is very feisty, independent, okay? Independent of who? Us? Independent of who? The order? They came into conflict with ancient Israel more than once. An artifact known as the Moabite Stone, discovered in 1868, tells of the Moabite military victory over Israel, knowledge of which may have been absorbed into popular black understandings of biblical history. This being the case, Moabite ancestry would have afforded African Americans with an inspiring past. Perhaps Ali chose Moab for this reason. In Ali's history, the Moabites were an independent nation within a larger group he called Canaanites, a group after which he is reputed to have named in his first temple in the book of Genesis. The father of the Canaanites, Canaan, was the son of Ham, and the brother Cush, Egypt, and Put, all men believed to be the founders of biblical age African kingdoms. The idea of the sons of Ham has a nefarious history of association with white supremacy and the search for a single genetic source for the black race, completely divorced from whites. No, we want to be completely divorced from hijacks. You're creating the black and white. You're bringing the coming together of opposites. You're bringing the alchemical serpent into our consciousness. You're getting us to witness through the hijack, all-seeing eye, lens, collapsing the wave pattern on chaos. So your moniker is out of order comes chaos. We collapse the wave pattern on paradise. Our moniker is MHOE, most high over everything. What do you observe? You're talking quantum, the illusion of seclusion. Thus, Peter Wilson has said of Ali's references to American blacks as descendants of Canaanites and Moabites, biblical tradition accuses the Canaanites and Moabites of every archetypal sin. Drew Ali's temple naming was defiant and bold indeed. He may be right. Okay. But Ali was also drawing from old popular interpretations of the Bible, which describe the story of Ham as evidence that the ancient inhabitants of the Holy Land had been black. Again, now we're talking black and white. I thought we were talking tribes. How about the ancient inhabitants of the Holy Land were Israelites, not Moabites? Last time that I checked, we was in the wilderness fleeing Egypt. You're going to Egypt. You're tribed up with Egypt. That's two different frequencies. Now we're all part of the Holy Land. Now we're all just happy sharing. Happy sharing. We're all just sharing. What happened? Were you helping us get free? Are you helping us get free today by telling us we're more-ish? Not telling us that we are the descendants of President John, King David, tribe of Judah, Ephraim, Manasseh. If King David exists, all these other tribes exist too. Now check it. Moreover, Ali's choice would have had a great meaning in African American folklore surrounding the Great Migration. Canaan was a popular name for both heaven and the city of Chicago. Did you know that the city of Chicago is also known as Canaan? And what's it got to do with the Illinois flow? And are we talking Canaan? Or are we talking Antioch? Antioch? Are we talking Antioch? Anand bin David. Let's go. Ali further asserts that the American blacks are Moorish American. Here we go, generalizing us, putting us into some type of black hole. Descendants of Moroccans. Come on, man. He's not saying which so-called blacks are descendants of Moroccans born in America. Which Morocco are you talking about, man? Hold up, man. Which Morocco are we talking about? The tribe of Ishmael or Ishmaelites. Reading from walkinginplace.org. The tribe of Ishmael or Ishmaelites was a tightly knit nomadic community of African, Native American, and poor white descendants. Quote unquote poor white, because, white is a status. We're talking to Moors, so you gotta think of white as status. All right, so the Ishmaelites are Africans and Native Americans, right? Because they want to claim Morocco and America, they gotta claim to be native. But is their frequency? Are we talking natural by law? Is it the Creator's law? Are you in your right lot? Children of Lot, are you in your lot? You think your lot is everywhere. We're here to set the record straight. Estimated to number about 10,000. So this is just in America, at this time, it was the 1700s. They're saying this, all right? So fugitives from the South, they arrived in the central part of the old Northwest. That's Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky. The old Northwest at the beginning of the 19th. When you run. Operation High Jump or Hijack, boss? Operation High Jump or Hijack, man? And how high did they jump? How high, man? August 1946, a year after the end of World War II, the United States Navy mounted an expedition to Antarctica, officially titled the United States Navy Antarctic Development Program. Developments, yeah. Sounds like gentrification. The mission, more commonly referred to as Operation Hijack, was organized by Rear Admiral Richard E. Byrd, United States Navy, led by Rear Admiral Richard H. Cruiser. Commanding officer for Byrd, Hijack would be his fourth Antarctic expedition and was expected to last 6 to 8 months. So this commanding officer, this admiral, took 4 expeditions. And you think they just stopped caring about it after that? Formed their Antarctic Treaty and said, forget about it, man. The primary goal of the mission was to establish an Antarctic region. The footage, they don't never give us that much. You just need to know that this happened. We talked about last time, Admiral Byrd taking 4,700 soldiers to Antarctica. 4,700, man. That is a full-on military operation. Hijack or hijack? Navy's unedited footage is also found in a newsreel format in our Universal News Collection. One newsreel highlights the start of Operation High Jump with scenes capturing various variety of ports. The second newsreel provides updates on High Jump, discussing the work being done in Antarctica. And Admiral Byrd had a lot to say about what's being done. He found a whole new land besides America. Is that why they call it Little America? It's not smaller than America, but it's like a little home, you know what I mean? Power-wise, right? Power-wise. A month later, the Mount Olympus detached from Operation High Jump and set sail for Washington, D.C.'s Naval Yard. So they took Olympus up there, man. Sounds like their whole Greek pantheon situation, right? The footage captures the sink making its way up to Potomac and Anacostia rivers. So look, man, they just talking about the ships coming and the ships going. It's a 2-minute clip. What they got? Fair use of their clips. National Archives. Operation High Jump or High Jump.
I am greatly honored by my appointment by President Truman to be the United States Ambassador to Poland. And I know that the historic friendship between the people of Poland and the people of the United States will always remain. I have the utmost confidence that Poland, with an intelligent political philosophy, can overcome its hazards of geography. Sea smoke greets Admiral Byrd's flagship Mount Olympus entering the Bay of Whales. Cold water meeting warm air steamed from the chilly surface of the Antarctic close to the heart of the South Polar regions. Say, do you take a cold shower each morning? Brrr. Captain George Stupek, commander of the Eastern Task Group, gets a ducking that would cool a polar bear. But the doughty skipper works up an Australian crawl that foils Davy Jones and his well-known locker until help arrives to save him from the choppy sea. A motor whaler snares the captain in the record time of 6 minutes. Once aboard the ship, and the voyage continues through the ice-bound wastes of the deep South Pacific, where a couple of Southern gentlemen greet the intrepid group of explorers. Like Kilroy, the Admiral also gets around in his sky train. Arriving back at the base camp, he's greeted by his companions. Stars and Stripes float gracefully over Little America number 4, taking possession of uranium and all natural resources, including the where you'll meet
They try to skip to this SEALs taking control of uranium and natural resources. Same thing they did with America after everything else.
Also gets around in his sky train. Arriving back at the base camp, he's greeted by his companions. Stars and Stripes float gracefully over Little America number 4, taking possession of uranium and all natural resources, including
taking possession of uranium and all natural resources. Boom. Admiral Byrd said he found a land the size of America.
Russia, but why this interest in the bottom of the world? Nobody living down there.
No, it's pretty cold. There's only one permanent resident, that's the Emperor Penguin. The little ones live further north. I tell you one reason they're interested. It's by far the most valuable, important place left in the world for science. That's why the scientific groups all over the nation are really interested. But more important than that, it has to do with the future of the nation. And, as the world swings with an ever-increasing acceleration, far-flung places once useless like we thought the North Pole was, and no man's land, become very useful. The bottom of the world will be important, not only to us but to our allies. I was going to ask you, does it have military importance? It has some, and as the world shrinks, it will continue to shrink with an ever-increasing acceleration.
How will the world continue to shrink with an ever-increasing acceleration? Y'all leave a comment, let me know what he's yapping on. Is the ball shrinking, or the land's coming back together? He seems like he's not playing, like the world is shrinking. And now it could just mean because they are exploring and discovering everything. I don't know, folks. We're just talking about going straight, folks.
Thus bringing these places closer. And in the future, I can see a time when it will be very, very important strategically.
Well, as development of air power increased, the strategic importance of places like the
very much so. Very much so. Even now, if anything happened and we lost the Panama Canal, we would have to control the islands just north of Antarctica, which are part of Antarctica, and between there and Cape Horn.
I heard it said that there are 7 continents in the world.
Cuba.
Would you say that this has into both the extremities of the world? Are these expeditions to such far-off places, are they getting easier because of modern techniques, or is danger still close at hand?
Well, it's a little risky, but nothing like it used to be with the old slow planes and the small cruising areas where we had to put down bases. We replaced dog teams. Of course, that was a big improvement. But now the planes go much faster and they're safer, and they have a much bigger cruising radius. You haven't got the danger of a terribly heavy load.
Admiral, an expedition to which I believe you're the advisor is now en route. What is that expedition doing?
Well, that's the icebreaker after. And it's a reconnaissance expedition. It's going down to the South Pole area to make certain observations and to look for some bases. They will be back in April, and they will report back, and upon the information we get from that undertaking, we will base the bigger expedition that's to follow.
Mission.
Is that very definitely planned, or is that...
That is being planned right now. So I'm willing to say to you that there will be a number of expeditions that will follow, I think, year after year, around the world, because the government has really become interested.
Well, Admiral Byrd, I can understand. I think everybody can the interest in the North Pole because it's so near our greatest challenger, Soviet Russia. But why this interest in the bottom of the world? Nobody living down there.
No, it's pretty cold. There's only one permanent resident, that's the emperor penguin. The little ones live further north. I tell you one reason they're interested. It's for
Editor of Newsweek magazine found out whether there was any land north of the North American continent. He made that first discovery flight to Japan. I must say that Admiral Byrd, our guest tonight, is not only our greatest living explorer, but he's been
Greatest living explorer. So when we bring up Admiral Byrd, the hijack city, man, it can't turn their nose up on this. This is like Neil Armstrong in real time, except it's real. He's a real explorer. We ain't talking about no fake astronauts. We're talking about those that's slowly going where none of these hijacks are going. I'm just, skipping around, get to this drop, man. He found a land the size of America beyond the South Pole.
an inspiration to countless Americans. Admiral Byrd, you've been to both the North Pole and the South Pole. Is there any unexplored land left on this earth that might appeal to adventurous young Americans?
Yes, there is. And not up around the North Pole, because it's getting crowded up there now, because they find out it's really usable, not only to live in, but militarily. But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. That's never been seen by a human being. There's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole, on the other side of the South Pole, from Middle America.
From Middle America or Middle Earth? What do you mean Middle America? What's Middle America? Central America? Come on, man. They found a land the size of as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. Beyond Antarctica, man. That don't fill your ball.
Enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole, on the other side of the South Pole, from Middle America. And I think it's quite astonishing that there should be an area as big as that unexplored.
Woo! Unexplored lands beyond the pole. Natural resources, uranium, gold, you name it, coal. Everything, folks. Operation High Jump or Hijack. It's a military operation, man. Cold War, folks. Cold War. And then their dogs breaking through the ice, finding more lands beyond the pole, just like your bird just said, the size of America has never been seen by a hijack. Hijack or hijack? This man. Yeah, they making a big deal out of this parade. They parading just like they would for astronauts coming home, man. This day on his legs, man. Hijack or hijack? Oh, hell no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. Yeah, they're just going to show you a bunch of sailors and water, you know what I mean? Of course. We got to dig on the truck. We got to dig on the truck. Operation Hijack or hijack? Is it illegal to fly over Antarctica? Short answer is no, it's not illegal to fly over Antarctica, but there are practical considerations that make it challenging. I wonder for regular airlines to navigate across the land. In many parts of Antarctica, there's limited infrastructure on that history. Yeah, it's illegal. All right, don't try to get people on any planes going towards these barriers that we're guarding. Why are you guarding barriers? Why can't planes fly over Antarctica? It's just limited infrastructure. That's their officials. It's not like they can't say it's illegal or else people go crazy and right? It's just limited infrastructure for your own safety. We just, with all our quadrillions of dollars, haven't built the infrastructure. We just can't. We can't build infrastructure anymore. So it's limited infrastructure. The vast remote expanse of Antarctica lacks the infrastructure. After all these years, 100 years, no infrastructure. Right? Wrong. There's plenty of infrastructure. Underground, folks. Underground. Yeah, planes don't fly over the South Pole, folks. North Pole, folks. Yeah. Can I go? Why can't I go to Antarctica? Well, travelers do need permission, or do not need. Yeah, right. Tourism operators must hold a valid permit. So you need a permit, because you got to go to tourism operator. America is not a country. Antarctica is not what to say. The country is protected by the Antarctic Treaty. Here we go. Antarctic Treaty. Here we go. The treaty has never been broken throughout all their Cold Wars, World Wars. These countries just stay in alliance around this treaty. It's never been broken. I wonder why. I mean, Is it for peaceful or for killing? Is hijack peace our peace? Nope. Because as soon as we want our peace and want our land and be peaceful, hijack free, they call us rebels and savages and violent people. Now we are, now we're demons to them. Right now we are Satan's and adversaries to hijack city because we want to fly over Antarctica. But there are practical considerations that make it challenging. I wonder what. For regular airlines to navigate across the land in many parts of Antarctica, there's limited or no infrastructure, no landing strips. Yeah, it's illegal. All right, don't try to get people in their planes going towards these barriers that you are guarding. Why are you guarding a barrier? Why can't planes fly over Antarctica? It's just limited infrastructure. That's their official excuse. Not like they can't say it's illegal or else people go crazy in the uproar, right? They gotta be like, it's just limited infrastructure for your own safety. We just, with all our quadrillions of dollars, haven't built the infrastructure. We just can't, we can't build infrastructure anymore. So it's limited infrastructure. The vast remote expanse of Antarctica lacks the infrastructure. After all these years, 100 years, no infrastructure, right? Wrong. There's plenty of infrastructure. Underground, balls. Underground. Yeah, when planes don't fly over the South Pole, balls. North Pole, ball. Yeah. Can I go? Why can't I go to Antarctica? Well, travelers do need permission to go, or do not need. Yeah, right. Tourism operators must hold a valid permit. So you need a permit because you got to go to tourism operator. America is not a country. Antarctica is not what to say. The country is protected by the Antarctic Treaty. Here we go. Antarctic Treaty. Here we go. The treaty has never been broken throughout all their Cold Wars, World Wars. These countries just stay in alliance around this treaty. It's never broken. Oh, why? I mean, is it for peaceful or for killing? Is hijack peace our peace? Nope. Because as soon as we want our peace and want our land and be peaceful, hijack free, they call us rebels and savages, violent people. Now we are, now we're demons to that. Right now we are Satan's and adversaries to hijack city because we oppose our own destruction, because we oppose our own captivity. Their peace ain't our peace. Our shalom ain't their peace. Scientific use, yeah. Well, are they gonna tell us all the sciencey things they're doing? Antarctic Treaty is Antarctica's guarded. Why is Antarctica guarded? Antarctica's guarded to protect its unique environment. Oh, here we go. Science. Or is it guarded for another reason? You think they're going to give it a reason why it's guarded? Conducting scientific investigations. And it's also guarded as a political symbol of cooperation. You mean a confederacy holding a secret dating back to the Cold War? Well, that's 1946-47 when Admiral Byrd is over there, exploring. Cold War happened right after the Banana Wars. We got that the last time. A lot was happening in 1946-47. It was a Cold War had to do with Antarctica. Military activity in Antarctica equals Cold War. Boss. 1959, the Antarctic Treaty, 11 nations accepted it originally, now everybody else. The most powerful nations back then accepted it, and it was on from there. I mean, what they say about it at the U.S. Department of State. The treaty provides Antarctica should be used for peaceful purposes. Who's peace? Because they can say we're using it for peaceful purposes to create some, major weapon to keep the Negroes at bay. Like, that's their piece. To keep the dragons at bay, right? That's their piece. Those dragons are for us to help us, but that's not their piece. The dragons rising ain't peaceful to them. They could be peaceful to you. So whenever they say peace, you gotta say peaceful to who? Because their peace ain't. No hijack's peace is gonna be your peace. No neighbor's peace is gonna be your peace. It prohibits any measure of military nature, right? So they have to go underground, do the science experiment, run the play on the surface and then underground. They can do whatever they want. Establish all the military bases. You got they say Hitler went missing over there and did some stuff. And a lot of military connections going on between Admiral Byrd, Russia, this Cold War. All this was about Antarctica posts, even in the little Russia situation. Carrying out a military maneuver, yeah. It's supposed to be peaceful. That's what they say. Currently, there are 50 parties to the treaty, of 28 are consultative or consultative parties that participate in decision making. Yeah, they're all in on it. Now include the original 12 contracting parties as well as Brazil, Bulgaria, China, Ecuador, Finland, Germany, India, Italy, Korea, the Netherlands, Peru, Poland, Spain, Sweden, Ukraine. Is that why, this whole Ukraine, Russia thing, now it's like almost talking about Ukraine and Russia, right? Putin and all that. America helping Ukraine and all sympathetic to Ukraine because they're locked in through the treaty. And Putin's like, man, I'm just popping on. He's just popping on. Yeah. Putin doing his own thing over there. They got the UK, Australia. Yeah, I don't see Russia, man. So Putin is doing his own thing. Okay, they got Soviet Union. You know what I mean? That's still kind of iffy as to, how Putin's rocking. Maybe they had the Soviet Union. Maybe Putin ain't really rocking under that situation. I don't know, man. The United States did not recognize the claims of other governments or reserve the rights to assert claims. Did not. Who are you to not recognize the claim? Who are you? Forming your corporation in 1776 on the headbone of the Chickamauga Cherokee, indigenous cousin, Indian superior, talking about you discovered America. Found a bunch of noggins like you found across the plain. More dark-skinned noggins the further you went to the farthest Indias. There are more Indias. India is a generic term for wherever so-called dark people are. Copper-colored gods. That's another India. How many more Indians are there across the plain, across the pole, across the boundary? So this treaty ain't never been, retracted, canceled, none of that. Broken. And Admiral Byrd, see, right after he found more land the size of America, they shut him up. There wasn't no talk about this no more, man. He set it up. Resources, land, he set it up.
As big as the United States, that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole, on the other side of the South Pole. Not only Bolivian, but militarily. But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole, on the other side of the South Pole.
You see, if we're on a flat plane and we need explorers, right? The government, the Navy, they need explorers to go straight. This was their guy. This was their guy. Then someone got smart and said, let's just put him on board. We don't need Admiral Byrd. We're going to go underground. Black ops, taxpayer dollars. They're not going to know what's happening. Let's make a treaty, and we're all going to support the ball. We're all going to support wanted to take on some Blue Marvel. But yeah, Blue Marvel is Blue Marvel. You know, he was protecting the Blue Marvel. He was protecting the ball. It was a Naga protecting the ball. And they loved it as long as he kept them safe. But then they realized one day when his mask got ripped off and the people knew that he was a Negro, they turned against him because the Nagas wanted him to use his power to raise up the Nagas, you know. And then he still wanted to be, you know, rocking with Hijack City according to the cop. He still wanted to work for that. And then they were afraid that, you know, he was going to turn on them, so they didn't feel safe. So the whites didn't feel safe. And the niggas was like, how come you ain't, you know what I'm saying, you know, hitting the streets, man? How come you ain't hitting the front lines with your gamma, with your gamma waves and protecting us and causing, you know, a Nat Turner style rebellion, right? Why can't we rebel? We got Supernaut, right? He was the first Superman. So he was caught between two worlds, they say. Blue Marvel was protecting the Marvel. Blue Marvel was protecting the Marvel. You can't go straight. Arrow Bird, what do you mean he's going to explore? No, now we need astronauts. We just got to pop off the ball to get to another world. But on the flat plane, you just go straight. You just go straight. You just go straight to get to more worlds beyond the walls. Operation High Jump or High Jet. I think you get it. I think we all get it. Operation High Jump is Hijack City. Well, Blue Marvel Land. What does this Negro have to do with the melanated true Earth plane, with the flat plane? Well, secrets, man. So they brought this back to around the JFK era, Robert Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy. We're still talking U.S. Navy. Still talking the same people. And, you know, this is a scientist. He had all the drop. He was protecting the world. Don't you think he knows that the world was round or a flat plane? He has the, you know, he got the height, he got the perception, he got the evidence, he got the validation. He's flying all over the place, just like Superman. Don't you think Superman would know? They don't want that type of validation. Everybody loves this so-called black man, and he turns around and tells him, "Hey man, you ain't on no spinning ball." He can now give up all his secrets, man. It wasn't just about him being a Negro. Same thing with Prester John. They know that he was a Negro. They still looking for him as some saving figure for them to try to help them against the Moors out there. You know, the Christian Moor conflict, so-called, which seems like they were really on the same side, searching for the promised land to take it from the Hebrews right here in America. You can't let this superpower Nagi let out all these secrets. You think this is play? Love the comics explain fair use and their caboose ball. You think this is play? They got secrets, man.
They can't let you do this, anti-man. It's the only way they'll understand. Believe me, the only way.
I know we jumped into it. This is Blue Marvel. Right now he's wearing a mask. When his mask is ripped off, you see he's a Naga. He's fighting Anti-Man because they was like, they have similar powers and he's the only one that can take down Anti-Man. Anti-Man is like straight up Nat Turner for real. He just wants to destroy all hijacks. Blue Marvel is stopping Anti-Man from destroying all the hijacks, right? So he's really saving Hijack City right now. Because Anti-Man, without Blue Marvel, Hijack City is a wrap. So Blue Marvel stepping in, taking the heat again to save the world.
Please, don't do this. These people have done nothing to you. ironic you care for them, but they care for no one save themselves. I, on the other hand, will make them care. Connor, you're sick. Please. No, Adam. My mind has never been clearer. Help me to make them see as well. We can't force the world to be what it should be. It has to happen naturally, not through acts of terror, but by example. That's what heroes do. I don't want to hurt you, but you have to be strong.
Blue Marvel, boss. The Blue Marvel. Blue Marvel was protecting the Marvel. The Marvel was protecting the Marvel. You can't go straight. Admiral Byrd, what do you mean he's going to explore? No, now we need astronauts. We just got to pop off the bomb to get to another one. Another flat plane.